The Charismatic movement began in the late 1950s, and in that decade it affected Episcopalians. In the 1960s, it caught up to the Lutherans, Presbyterians, and Catholics. In the 70s, it came to the Methodists. In the 60s and 70s was also the Jesus movement. Charismatic historians recognize the Pentecostal movement as the first wave of the Holy Spirit, and the Charismatic movement as the second. But there was a third wave too, which was Charismatics getting their own denominations, not simply being part of existing ones. Charismatic denominations include Calvary Chapel, Vineyard Churches, New Frontiers, Sovereign Grace Churches, Catch the Fire, and Every Nation Churches. What unites these churches is that they all affirm the ongoing nature of the spiritual gifts in the Bible: prophecy, speaking in tongues, healing, and so forth. That's like Pentecostals. However, differently from Pentecostals, they don't always say that Holy Spirit baptism is a post-salvation experience that requires speaking in tongues. Though most allow that Spirit baptism may be post-salvation, tongues may not be present. And some say that Spirit baptism can be at salvation, or like Vineyard churches say that it always is. Charismatic denominations formed on the availability and use of spiritual gifts and didn't necessarily come to hold the same views as Pentecostals on other areas. Though some are exclusively premillennial, others allow more freedom in eschatology. Most aren't declared Arminian like most Pentecostal denominations, and some actually have Calvinist leanings. Though most charismatic denominations have only believers' baptism by immersion, the main exception is the convergence churches, and charismatic denominations are pretty consistently evangelical, teaching a necessary born-again experience and rejecting same-sex marriage. One of the charismatic groups that is most well known is Calvary Chapel. Click here to watch the 2-minute video about them. Or maybe you want to know what the difference is between charismatic and Pentecostal. I have a 10-minute video on that. Click here to watch it.